Well, it looks like concerns about TikTok have done something few issues can do these days. They've actually brought Republicans and Democrats together. Today, the House of Representatives has overwhelmingly passed a bill that could ban the social media app by a vote of 352 to 65. Critics warn there are free speech issues and small business creators could be hurt. Supporters say TikTok is dangerous because its parent company is based in China. The bill tries to force ByteDance to sell the platform China calls it bullying.
Even though the U.S. has not found evidence on how TikTok endangers its national security, it has never stopped going after TikTok. Such practice of resorting to acts of bullying, when one could not succeed in fair competition, disrupts the normal operation of the market.
I don't support a ban on TikTok. The legislation did not ban TikTok. It's simply a divestiture of TikTok so that this social media platform can be owned by an American company.
So right now, the bill heads to the U.S. Senate. President Biden has said if it passes, he will sign it. You might wonder now what the bill means in practical terms. Well, Paula Tutman has been working to get those answers.
There was a time that you just turned on your television for news and information. You didn't have to sign up for anything. You just turned on the TV, and it was whatever the rabbit ears brought in. And clearly, that is not the case anymore, which now brings us to TikTok. And Congress's first move today to ban that platform, not because of the information or even disinformation being disseminated, but because of who owns that information and what they might do with it. Teresa loves TikTok.
You learn a lot from TikTok. There's people in different states, different countries that teach you stuff on there.
Madison feels the same way.
I'm like addicted to it.
The TikTok app is owned by a company called ByteDance, a Chinese internet tech company headquartered in Beijing. But in China, the government pretty much controls most everything. And that is what has sounded alarms to many in the U.S. government in terms of national security, says Democratic Congresswoman Elissa Slotkin.
TikTok has the geolocation data of millions of Americans. They have the facial recognition of millions of Americans. And they have demonstrated that they will use it when it serves their purposes.
Today, she voted to ban TikTok unless it divests itself from the Chinese company that owns it. Cybersecurity expert Professor Doug Witten from Wayne State University explains.
I think a lot of it has to do with privacy and how we freely give our information out.
He says the biggest problem is the information we share to join the app.
Most people have their passwords tied to their person, where they went to school, kids' names, birthdays, pets. Because
of computer intelligence, AI, and algorithms, really smart people can figure out a lot of stuff based on the bits and pieces of the personal information we share in our profiles. In fact, Professor Witten conducted an experiment with his students by opening his own wife's social media page and just letting students mine information based on her profile and her posts.
They ran the program from the data points. 30 minutes and 5 seconds later, her password was cracked.
The concern is a clever government that is adversarial has even more tools to find out even more information. And so Professor Witten says he believes it's really up to consumers to protect the nation by simply not oversharing. Okay, so if this bill is passed and signed into law, ByteDance has 165 days to divest, sell to a non-Chinese country, or downloading the app becomes illegal. Still trying to unpack what happens if you already have the app on your phone. We still have time to do that because a lot still has to happen before this even gets to the president's desk. Karen.
All right. Thank you, Paula.